everybody, and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. I'm SoCal Thero. Today we're going to be doing a run of furniture for our cargo. We're going to be starting out from Page, Arizona, and we're going to be heading up to Jackpot, Nevada. I thought that'd be pretty cool to do since the start of this series. I don't think we've been into Nevada yet, so this will get us... We'll get our feet wet into Nevada for the series. The job says that it's going to take, or it's required in 46 hours and 58 minutes. With that being said, I'm probably going to have to stop for a break at a rest stop, I'm going to assume, on this run. And the job income is going to be $25,804. So that's going to get us pretty close to the amount we want to purchase a truck. I still haven't decided if I want to open up a bank account and or not open a bank account. Wow. Take out a loan so we can purchase the truck. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of leaning towards it because I kind of want to get the series going with the truck already and get the company up and running, so you guys aren't just seeing me run quick jobs all over the place. But yeah, we're gonna take this job. We're gonna be driving this Kenworth truck here. I'm gonna go ahead and tab out of here and get inside the truck, it looks like. And for the most part, the seat is not set up right. Need to be sitting a little bit higher here. And take a look here. It looks like ooh, 2 trailers. I mean, I have my other profile, but this is actually going to be a first for me. I've never done a 2-trailer haul before, so this will be interesting. It's a little intimidating. I've never parked one either, so I'm going to go ahead and predict that I'm going to have to do a third-person park on this. I'm sorry. I'll try the first person, though. So we're going to go ahead and fire our truck up here. Mirrors are as good as I can get them to be for one of these trucks. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn off the brakes, let the air out. I have no idea how they expect me to get the hell out of this dock. Earlier in the series, this is what I was talking about. There is no such dock that is this tight and you have to put this big of a truck in there. Look at this. I have a sleeper cab. There's 2 trailers in this dock bay, and I have to somehow get out of this tiny ass little space. But hey, we're gonna try. So obviously I gotta crank the wheel all the way over already. We're gonna give this a go and see if I nail the fence. Oh man, that's close. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the fence. Alright, let's do this and go ahead and try to swing out. Close. Oh, that's so close. I thought I was hitting it. Oh man. And we're gonna go over here, hopefully not jacking up the other truck, or other trailer rather. Everybody's coming out down that way. We're gonna swing this as quick as we can. Alright, let's get the signal on. I don't see anybody coming. Oh god, there's a truck coming. Nope, there's now a truck coming. And let's hopefully clear the fence. Make this left. Through the yellow. What the hell just hit me? Oh, that truck pulled. What the hell? He ran the light. He was supposed to be turning right and then he runs the light. Really? That's your own fault. And to be honest, I'm glad it didn't deduct me for that. Actually, let's take a look at the trailer condition now that no, it didn't hit me. Okay, I'll take it. I will take that. That was not my fault. The guy had his signal on. He was turning right. He pulled out to turn right, and then as I was turning left, he's like, "Nope, I'm gonna go straight through a red light." I'm gonna pull out here, leaving Page, Arizona. And I've never, oh man, that is really, really tight. I am not used to this. This one's gonna be a challenge. You know what? I didn't even check. Let's look at the map and see where we have to go. I need to make sure I'm on mostly freeways, because if I'm on side streets in a city or something, I am screwed. And it looks like that's what they're gonna do to me for a little bit until we hit Vegas. All right. we're gonna go ahead and get rolling here. About to hit the highway. Still, I've been fiddling with the brake pressure for my pedals and for the game to recognize it, and it just cannot get it right. If you know a setting, like you have a Logitech and you say, hey, this is probably what you want to do, by all means, please share it with me. I'm open to trying anything right now to get it correct. Alright, so we're hopping on the, well, I guess it's highway. Most part. Yeah, 55, okay. But I can't drive 55. No pun intended for the song. Cause I'm in a big ass truck and this is a really windy road. We're gonna cruise at about 43. Might bump it up a little bit more here as it straightens out, which it looks like it's going to. We'll go a little bit quicker here. Now it's 65 in this area for trucks. Well, yeah, I hope anybody that's been joining the channel or watching this series is enjoying themselves. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I played this game religiously for a while when I first got it, and then as I got farther ahead, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'll jump back to it another time. And now being another time, it's really fun to be doing again. So if you enjoy this series, I just want to say thank you. It gives me a reason more to enjoy the game that I like playing, because then I know you guys want to see it as well. But from the last episode I filmed, I wanted to, I know I said I would touch on something regarding this series on my channel and how it came about and whatnot, and I didn't have time to touch on it. Wow, that car was kind of weird, the way it just popped in like that. Well, in the last episode that I filmed, if you were watching, you heard me talk about, like, hey, I discovered American Truck Simulator after I was watching Jeff Fabiano and Barry at Bugs playing it, and kind of got me interested, and I ended up playing it, and then same with Car Mechanic Simulator. If you don't remember, just, I mean, it's a quick pop-in on the other video previous to this one. But I said I'd circle back and talk about it more, how it kind of got me started with the channel and whatnot. The reason I bring this up is because after I launched this series, I had a couple people send me questions, and I mean, I don't think the intentions were bad, but a lot of people kind of were like, hey, what do you think you are? You're another Jeff Fabiano or another Bay Area Bugs. You'll never be like them. You shouldn't try to be like them. It's just like real negative comments, and I just wanted to put this out there that I am not trying to be like them. As much of a fan as I am of both of their channels and the content they create, and believe me, I've had some great times watching their content, making me laugh, and seeing all the different things and kind of educating me on stuff that maybe I wouldn't know in, like, my policing for LSPDFR, or how to properly drive a truck, which obviously I don't pay attention to too well because I'm still driving automatic. But that's not what my YouTube channel's about. It's not that I looked at their channels one day and said, you know what, I think I could do that better than them, so I'm gonna make my own and show the world that I can do better. That's not what my channel's about. What my channel's about is basically me enjoying a hobby that I like to do and sharing it with everybody else that may want to watch it. Just plain and simple. That's what it is. I'm not trying to be the next one or anything like that. I mean, if I do kind of all of a sudden start to get a fan base that really enjoys it, and all of a sudden everything starts to grow with the channel and whatnot, I mean, I will be internally grateful and appreciative of it. But that's not, I mean, that's not like my end goal here. Like, oh, I can't wait till I hit like 500,000 subscribers, and that's not a goal of mine at all. I mean, yeah, maybe down the road one day I could look back and say, hey, I can't believe this is how I started, and look at where we're at now. But that is it. Like, from the comments and some of the stuff that I've been hearing about people saying, oh, you're trying to be like them, this and that. yes and no. Like, yeah, I want to be another YouTube content creator that brings content to the community of American Truck Simulator and LSPDFR and for Z Modeler 3 users, but I'm not trying to be better than them, and I'm not saying that I'm better than them. And to be honest, I'm not. I mean, I'm really new to this, so, and they have a lot of experience under their belt, so there is no way, shape, or form you can compare me to either one of them. I'm just a guy making YouTube content, doing a hobby that I enjoy, which is play video games, and just sharing it with everybody else. That's all. That's all I'm doing. I mean, if I get to a level like one of them someday, that's great, like I said, and I'd appreciate it. But it's not that I started this channel to say, hey, I want to be better than them, because that's not what this is. Like I said, I respect Jeff's work. I respect Bugs' work. The other YouTube users that I follow and watch, like DK Dave, Polecat. Oh, who was the other one? Civ Ryan. He's another one that I watch too. And I'm not trying to be like them. I enjoy their content, and I was hoping that maybe I could do something that makes other people enjoy my content as well, just to give the community something else to watch and another video to enjoy. I mean, like I said, those guys do this kind of stuff for a living, so I mean, they crank out a video every day, it seems like, and they have to do something new and exciting and something that users are going to enjoy, and that's something I frankly can't commit to. So that's why I can't say that I'm one of them, or I'm trying to be one of them or better than them, because I'm not. I'm just another guy on here, that's all. But I just wanted to address that because I don't know why. Again, I said before, maybe it's trolls or something, like with that weird ass question I was getting the other day. But I just thought I would comment on it, because I haven't said anything from all the comments that people left, and I've been trying not to, because I don't want people to be like, oh wow, he just came out and blatantly said this and that, and take it the wrong way. I wanted you guys, how can I put this? Because it's like text messaging. I don't want to just type out something like what I'm trying to do and how I feel about something. I want you guys to hear it in my tone of voice, because I tell my wife this all the time. You can text me something, or I could text somebody else something else, and depending on the wording, wow, I had to come to a complete stop. Thanks, dude. But depending on the wording, you might take it out of context as opposed to somebody else. I'll give you an example. I could write to my wife, I could text her and say, hey, what are you doing? And she could take it as, hey, like, what are you doing? Or she could take it as, what are you doing? You should be here. Why are you not here? Like that's why I don't like messaging like that. It doesn't express your tone of emotion to be able to reassure people of how you're expressing the words, basically. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, and if you understand it, great. If you don't, I'm sorry. It was the best way that I can explain it, but that's the reason why. I didn't want to address it in a chat or typing it out or responding like that. I just wanted to do it with voice, so that way you heard, like, hey, he's not over here trying to be the next big thing. He doesn't think these guys are not good or anything like that. He's just another guy doing it, and that's it. And that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just another guy doing the content and trying to bring more to the community, so the community has more to enjoy, basically, is the fact of the matter. I mean, like, if Jeff and Bugs, like, one day said, hey, would you like to do a video or something with us and, like, be a part of our content, then I would absolutely be thrilled. I'm not saying that I don't want to be, and it'd be great to do, but I'm just not trying to. I just don't want people to think that I'm here thinking I'm better than everybody else and I'm going to prove to the world that I am, because that's not what this is about. So I hope that addresses all those comments that I've been seeing pop up on the Discord lately, and some that I've been getting in my email box about, or inbox in my email about. So I hope that puts that to rest. But I said I'd circle back about it too, with their two channels as well. In the last episode, I was talking about how on LSPDFR, well, actually LCPDFR, how I found it was basically on GTA 4. I used to go around, I'd steal a police car, I'd break out the window, I'd steal the car, I'd try to get away from the cops so I lose my wanted level, and then I'd drive around and pretend, I mean, granted, I had Nico Bellic, so he didn't look like one, but I'd pretend I was a cop, and I'd work like crime scenes and stuff like that. And then I was just thinking to myself one day, I was sitting on the computer and I was like, and I was on YouTube, and I was like, you know, I wonder if anybody else is weird like me and they like to do stuff like this. And then, to my complete surprise and blown away this reaction, I found an entire community called LCPDFR, and now it's called LSPDFR because of GTA 5, that does exactly what I like to do, and they've built upon it with an actual mod to do it. So I was just like, wow, I thought I was weird and nobody else would be into this, but there's an entire community. So I just go off topic a little bit. I really like the scenery. It looks really nice. Sorry, it just caught my eye and I was just like, wow, it looks nice surroundings around here. It'd be pretty nice to be here. Yeah, so I hopped on YouTube and I did a search, and the first video that came up was something from Bay Area Bugs, and I was like, well, I know the Bay Area. To answer a question I never got to the other day, somebody asked me like, how many siblings do I have? Am I the oldest or the youngest? I am the oldest of 2 children. I have a younger sister. She's 3 years younger than me. She's 30. And she lives up in the Bay Area. She lives up in Oakland. So when I saw Bay Area Bugs, I was like, oh, that's cool. My sister lives up there. I wonder what this is all about. And that's how it started. I saw his channel. I was like, whoa, this is cool. Like, these guys, they do the Code Zero patrols. They do all these different things. And oh, we're going really fast here for a truck anyways. Tone it down a little bit. Getting up on this other guy too. And it's like, wow, this is neat. And then one day, like, it's off on YouTube, it put like recommended channel because I subscribed to Bugs that day. It popped up Jeff Fabiano, and I was like, well, what's he all about? And then I heard his voice and I remembered. I was like, you know what, I know who that is. I watch him in the Bay Area Bugs videos. It's like sometimes he's doing the dispatching, and then this is before I realized they did self-dispatching sometimes, like from a patrol car. But on one of the episodes, I think, I don't remember which number it was for LCPDFR, but I saw Jeff dispatching out of a van, like a police van, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. He's in game, so he kind of sees what's going on. But then again, this is back in LCPDFR GTA 4 days, which, if you're not familiar with the modding for it, it's very limited. Like, the game was out for so long that when this mod came along, it just totally took the game and exceeded its limits and made the game just hate itself, basically, because it just could not handle it. You would be like that's what Code Zero means for them. I believe it is, anyways, from what I've seen, is that you crash out a game because the game can't take it anymore. And that's what it is. It's just the game's like, oh my god, you're doing too many things. I'm going to crash out to the desktop and I can't handle it. And I was like, man, this is really cool. And it was something that I would maybe get into. So I found Bay Area Bugs like that, and then one of the channels came up recommended as Jeff Fabiano, so I was like, well, let me check his out. And then after I found Jeff's, I also found Polecats as well, because that was another one that popped up as recommended. And then, like, how I have DK Dave now, and then also how I have Civ Ryan. They just, again, it was just popped up as recommendations. I was like, hey, you know what? Yeah, there's another one. There's another one. And that's what I hope to do with this channel. I just kind of hope to give you guys another content creator to watch. And, I mean, I hope you enjoy, obviously, because who the hell wants to watch something that they're not enjoying? I know I don't. I mean, my wife's here. She's probably going to hate me for this, but she likes to watch the TLC channel, and I can't stand watching the Real Housewives or whatever because I think they're a bunch of snobby people. So I don't watch this. I don't watch the show. So obviously, if you like this channel and you like the content you're watching, at least I'm hoping, anyways, that's why you're here. Because if not, I'm sorry. I'll just put that out there now. I'm sorry that you had to watch this. And but yeah, that's how I found their channels. And I've watched their channels obviously for a while because I mean I watched them through the LCPDFR days, and then they gradually went to the LSPDFR days, and then one day I was like, you know, I watched all of their videos. What else do these guys play? And I took a look and I was like, look at that, they play this like truck driving game. And I was like, what is this? And it's called Euro Truck Simulator. And I was looking at it, I was like, hey, you know, that's fun, it's different. It's not something like that I would normally play every day, which is kind of what I was looking for, something different. See what was out there that I was maybe possibly missing out on. And sure enough, the Euro Truck Simulator, the series that they had was there, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. I need to slow it down. The cruise control's really catching up here with that hill. So I started to watch that, and I was like, you know, that's really cool. I like Euro Truck Simulator, the truck driving game. If I had a steering wheel, that'd be awesome, and I'd love to act like I'm really driving a truck, kind of get the real feel for it, see what it's like. But the thing that held me back so much was it was in Europe, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, but I don't know the laws over there that well. Like, I don't know. I'm a fan of the TV show Top Gear when Jeremy Clarkson was on there, and I used to hear like how they had to drive roads. Like, I can't remember which country it is, and if you guys know, feel free to correct me here. But when I think it was France, I could be incorrect. I think in whatever country it was, on the highway, you had to drive on the left-hand side of the road. Or maybe it was right-hand side. Like how we do in America. But when you get into town, you have to switch lanes into the opposite lane. So like if you're on the right-hand lane on the highway, when you get to town, you have to switch to the left lane. Thinking to myself, that has got to be the craziest shit to ever have to do. Because, I mean, what is it? Is there a sign somewhere that says, hey, lane switch? Because, I mean, who's to say that one person doesn't think they're in town to another person who thinks they are? And you're going to have a lot of head-on collisions if that's the case. So, I don't know. That was the main reason why I couldn't do Euro Truck Simulator, because I was just like, there is no way. Like, I don't think they can make right-hand turns on a red. And I'm used to doing that because I drive in America, and that's the laws are out here. And then I heard Jeff one day talking about, was it Jeff? Wait, no, it wasn't Jeff, it was Bugs. I was listening to Bugs one day, and he was talking about how they were going to finally introduce an American truck simulator that fans had been waiting for and asking for, and they just kept delaying it, and it finally was coming out, and I was like, okay, maybe that's something I can get into. And then when I saw Jeff playing it, I was like, oh man, I want this game. But I didn't have enough money at the time because I was saving up trying to build a new PC. And then on top of it, I was trying to pay for a wedding. I was engaged at the time when I found American Truck Simulator. And I was like, well, my wife would kill me if instead of paying for catering, I took some of the money and I started paying for, oh man, this is dangerous. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the map that I had to change here. And, yeah, so my wife would have killed me if she's like, hey, you took $20 out just to buy a video game? I mean, shit, I probably wouldn't have been married if that was the case. So I got very lucky. I was watching a couple of people on Twitch, and then on one of them, well, two of them actually, they were having raffles like, hey, this game's only like 15 or 20 bucks, and with your tip jar and everything, I'm gonna raffle off a copy of the game. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's nice of them. And then when I entered a couple times, and I was like, I'm not gonna win. Well, on one of the channels, I actually won, and that's how I got a copy of this game. And but I had an old PC, so I was like, well, the next thing I gotta do now is I gotta build myself a new PC where I can enjoy the game, because my old PC, I had to run at the lowest graphics settings. I had only my keyboard. I didn't have a steering wheel at the time, and in about a month time, I was able to purchase the steering wheel, purchase the components for the PC, build the PC, set it all up, get my buddy to buy me a copy of Windows 10, and then yeah, that's pretty much how I got it. And then I started driving American Truck Simulator, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I was hooked on it. I played it like 2 or 3 weeks solid straight of just American Truck Simulator. Like, okay, cool, I got my first truck finally. And then next was like, okay, cool, now I have 2 trucks so I can hire a driver. And then okay, now I got my entire staff built up in this truck garage, and this truck garage I upgraded, and now I got all the trucks, and now I got all my trucks. I'm gonna upgrade all my trucks, and I'm gonna do a color theme for all my trucks so it looks like a legit company. You all have matching truck themes and liveries and whatnot. So I was like, I was doing all these different things, and finally I was like, you know what? I kind of done everything, and this is before the Arizona expansion pack came out, and which is what brought me back to the game again too, is the Arizona expansion pack. And the new Mexico pack I've seen is coming out pretty soon too, because it's in closed beta right now, which is pretty cool to see too. So that means I get another piece of the map as well to add to this game. So yeah, so I saw Jeff playing this game, and I was just like, yeah, and I really like this game. And then I get the game and I start playing it, and I thought to myself, I was like, you know, it's cool to watch all these guys playing these different games, but how cool would it be to share my experience with everybody? I mean, I don't know if everybody would enjoy it, but hell, why not? I mean, what's to lose? If people say, oh, I don't like your content, okay, well then they leave. They change the channel. I mean, it's just like TV. You don't like what you see, you just change the channel, am I right? And yeah, that was the case. And I pretty much told myself, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to commit myself to doing this year, which was this year, 2017. I was like, I have a channel. I have 2 YouTube channels. One is like personal use, and then the other one is this one. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do something with this. I want to give it a shot, see what happens. We'll see where it goes. And I was like, okay, let's start recording all this stuff. And I was like, what do I need to record everything? And I was like, oh, I need one of these big fancy microphones. I was like, oh, no, I guess I don't. Maybe I could get away with just the Xbox One controller mic that I have from Turtle Beach, which I got lucky because the original mic I had, if you watch the beginning of my LSPDFR series, it sounds terrible because the mic quality is bad. But as I figured out how to get this working, I was like, okay, cool, now I got a better mic, and I didn't have to spend the $50. And I mean, I might do it eventually because I'd like to, but and then I got to think of other things like, hey, maybe I should get dual monitors so I can have a chat window up in one, and when I broadcast live on my Twitch channel, I can actually interact with people instead of just sitting there working on the project I'm working on and then not interacting with the chat room at all. If you are a part of my Twitch channel, like you watch me on Twitch, I'm real sorry I don't interact with anybody there. And now that you heard that, you now know why. Is because I don't have another monitor to look at it and say, oh, hey, that's the reason why. Because I could open up the Twitch channel in another window screen, but I usually play music on my channel, and you're going to get that echo. Wow. Jeez, please don't do that again. I was a little sketchy there with that car coming. And yeah, that's the reason why, because I just don't want to get that echo so you guys get a poor quality of sound when you're watching me streaming. Yeah, that was an illegal lane change with no signal, but hey, it happened. I had to do it. I didn't want to be a big ass truck in the left lane. Right now we are just coasting. I don't even have to gas it right now. I'm pretty sure I missed a sign that we were in Nevada. Well, and now I know for sure because I see Vegas. There's Vegas there. So, back to what I was saying. Yeah, that's how I found Bay Area Bugs. That's how I found Jeff. Jeff Fabiano, I mean. And that's kind of how I found this game, to be honest. And kind of how this channel was founded. Just in case anybody wanted to know. And, I mean, yeah. Where we go from here is up to what happens and what I can do with it. So, hopefully, like I said, we can keep growing, and I can keep doing more, and you guys enjoy it. And I mean,
what more can I say?
Whoa.
I wouldn't be here today if the old school didn't pave the way. What more can I say? I wouldn't be.
Alright, sorry about that. I accidentally hit my radio button, and for copyright reasons I didn't want to add that to the video. So back to what I was saying. Basically, hopefully the channel grows and you guys enjoy what you're watching, and we can do more with it. The channel can grow, I can add more. I mean, I'd love to see this turn into more than what it is, and can grow more and more throughout the years, months, whatever, to something even greater. So yeah, that's my little tangent, like, rant. kinda, I guess, is how it started, about how people think I'm trying to be better than other people, and then it's basically how I got started. I'm gonna have to run this yellow just because I was afraid I was oh, please don't pull out. Please don't pull out. Thank you. He's somewhat understanding. So that I'm not just talking on and I actually do answer some questions. Let me take a look at the questions here and what I have to answer this day during the recording. Oh. Almost did not make that. Actually, I didn't. I'm lucky I didn't get a ticket. Let's see. What kind of questions do we got? Thero, what kind of music do you like? And what kind of genres do you like? Oh wait, what? And what? Okay. So the question was, what kind of music do I like? What kind of genre do I like? What's my favorite? I don't really have. I am really running these lights by accident. I'm not really stopping at the line. I don't have a music. I mean, I like all kinds of music. When I say that, I'm not like the typical person that's like, oh, I like everything. Like, and then you like tell them like, oh yeah, so have you heard this? And they're like, oh no, I don't like that. Then it's, you don't like everything. That was just a blanket statement. I like a lot of things is what I'll say. So like, for instance, I don't, I'll tell you what, there's a genre I do not like, and that's polka. Plain and simple. That should be the easiest to answer. I do not like polka because it just doesn't appeal to me. I just don't like the sounds and the music that comes from it. As far as genres go though, I listen to everything, and well, not everything, but a lot of different things. Like, I'll give you, see, how can I broaden this up? Well, if you watch my Twitch stream when I'm building GTA 5 cars, like police cars and whatnot, when I do different ones, I listen to Marshmello, so that's like house rave, techno kind of stuff. Alan Walker, which is in that same group. But I also listen to like hip hop. Like I'll listen to Tupac, I'll listen to Dr. Dre, I listen to NWA for like rap. I'll listen to oh, what else? Listen to some like older stuff like Ashanti. I even get like the girly stuff like Mariah Carey in there. I listen to pop. I ain't gonna lie, I listen to Justin Bieber. There's a couple songs on his newest album that I like and I listen to. His older stuff I didn't like, but hey, I can't say that I don't like him because there's some songs I like. I also, well, you know what? To go back to the don't like thing, I do not like Eminem. I'm sorry. That is one artist I never liked, even growing up. When he came out in like whatever year it was that he started to blow up and become famous in, or whatever, what have you, I was never a fan of it. And I want to say I was in either middle school or high school when that happened. All my friends were listening to him, this and that. I just was never a fan of him, and I'm still not to this day. I just don't like what he raps about. I mean, yeah, he had a hard life, and he's rapping about wanting to kill his mom and his baby mama drama and all that stuff. And I mean, I get it. It sounded like he had a really hard life when he was coming up and trying to make it in the music industry. But that shit can last on one album. You don't need to draw that out to however many albums he has now. So I'm not, and I've never, probably will never be a fan of his music. You might hear something on my, like on my Twitch channel, like in my iTunes list where he's featured in it or something, but that's really it. Like I don't have like a huge collection of his music. Who knows, maybe down the road I might change my thought, but that's how I feel on that. But back to the stuff that I like, I said Marshmello, Alan Walker, just for like that kind of genre, and that's just to name a few. I like Coldplay, System of a Down, Creed, Linkin Park, which that was very tragic what happened to the lead singer. My heart went out when I heard about that. That was just terrible to hear. Let's see, Papa Roach, like for a couple people that know who they are. Offspring, like older Offspring. That's like rock alternative. And then Like country music, I like some country music. You're like, what the hell? How's the city guy like country? I do. I like it. Like Josh Turner. I like Josh Turner. I can't name all the artists, just because I don't know them off the top of my head. I think it's it, I know the name of their songs, but I can't think of the artist name off the top of my head. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank right now. But like the name of the song is "Tall Tall Trees." I cannot think of his name for the life of me right now. There's his "Get a Little Mud on the Tires." I can't think of who he is either. Even though, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Ford guy and he's singing about a brand new Chevrolet. But hey, I mean, you can't discriminate that with good music. So there's some country there. There's some techno, like house thing, rock, hip hop, rap. Jazz music. You can think I'm crazy. I listen to smooth jazz music. Like if it's a cold, rainy, cloudy day outside, I enjoy driving down the road in my car listening to jazz music. I don't know why. It's something that soothes and relaxes me, and it's nice to have a change in. I said pop music a little bit too, if you want to say Bieber in there. Like classical, well not classical, but like classic rock, like Blue Oyster Cult. That Coldplay already was kind of in the same boat, even though they make stuff now too. The Blue Oyster Cult, Boston, Kansas. Yeah. What is their name? The guys that sing "I Come from the Land Down Under," even though that's not probably that genre. Like all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I listen to a lot of different music. I don't listen to everything, but I do listen to a lot of different music to like any one particular genre. And the reason I do that is because I don't want to be. I love music. Not just the lyrics, but the instruments. So I don't want to be tied down to just like, oh, I only like rap because these guys are over here like making all these rhymes and all these beats and stuff. If you do that, then you're not going to get the entire music industry and everything that music has to offer, with all the different sounds, all the different beats, all the different rhythms that you're going to get with just listening to one genre. No, that's how I feel about music. I mean, as far as favorite artist goes, I don't really have one. I mean, the few that I can say recently, and they're not my favorite, it's just that I've seen them recently live, and I haven't seen everybody I like live, so I can't attest to it, but the two bands that I've seen live that I really liked is, and this was recently, obviously, because of this, is Incubus and the Black Keys. Two of my favorite right now, just because I seen them live. They were great. Like their CDs, their albums are great. And when I saw them live, I was just like, wow, this sounds just like the CD. I feel like I'm listening to a loudspeaker version of my CD right now. Like I got this kick-ass system in my house, and I'm playing the CD right now. That's how good it is. Or I guess iPod for these days. I don't know. I have the CDs, so maybe I'm old saying that. I don't know. But yeah, that's the type of music that I like. Let's see, what else do we got here in questions? Well, let's see, how far is our drive still? Oh yeah, we still got a while. Back, we probably should kick on some beats here. Looking like it's getting dark, even though I can't see the time. It says it's on 6, okay. Next question. What? Maybe not that. Maybe another time on that one. What can I do with music here too? What is your favorite movie and what are your favorite movie genres? Is this the same guy? I had somebody ask the song thing, and it's kind of like the same wording, so I'm not sure if it's the same guy just again asking, wanting to know more. But the question was, what's my favorite movie and what's my favorite movie genre? Let's see, how do I answer this? So I have a few favorite movies. In fact, you know what? I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have 4 favorite movies. They're tied for my all-time favorite movies. And these are in no particular order in this list. The first one is the movie Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I love a good bank heist movie. Um, Also with like to follow up with bank heist movies, I like the movie The Town, although it's not up there with my favorites. It is a good movie though, about the No Name Gang. Um, but the first one's The Heat, or not The Heat. That was a Sandra Bullock movie. It is Heat. The second movie I would list is Zombieland. I love that movie. It's funny. The actors in it were great. For being a zombie movie and horror and still comedy, it was great. I love that movie. I could watch that movie anytime. Let's see. The next movie probably would be, oh, what is it? Tropic Thunder. I don't know if you caught a glimpse of my desktop, but I have Tropic Thunder on there on the screen. I love Robert Downey Jr. in that movie. And from what I can tell, Robert Downey Jr. was at a very low point in his life because he had just got caught doing cocaine or something like that, and he was in rehab for drugs, and his career was not looking good. And he came out and starred as Tony Stark in Iron Man. And everybody's like, damn, he's really good. I really like him in Iron Man. And he also came out in the movie, I think it's called The Solace, with Jamie Foxx, which I haven't seen, but I saw the previews. I'm like, yeah, that's a really good movie. And then he came out in Tropic Thunder, and he is, next to Tom Cruise, one of my favorite characters in that movie. He playing as Lincoln Osiris, some actor that just does not ever leave his character for the controversial character that he is. If you haven't seen it, you owe it to yourself to watch that movie because of him. It is just absolutely hilarious. I could quote that movie just word for word, especially his lines, and especially what he does in that movie, because that movie, I can watch that movie anytime. That movie is really a great movie that I can just watch over and over. Then finally, my last favorite movie is The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, the Talladega Nights. That movie is comedy too. Will Ferrell. I'm laughing now because I'm thinking of the scenes in it. I can't quote it for word, but everything about that movie is just comedy as well. I love that movie. It's another one just like Tropic Thunder, just like Zombieland, and I can pick it up and watch it again and never get tired of it, never get bored of it. As far as genres go, I love a good action movie. As cliche as they usually get at the end, like, oh, the guy gets the girl, he saves the world and stuff like that. I mean, that's what we want to watch. So yeah, it's cliche, and everybody's like, oh my god, here we go. He saved the girl, now he gets the girl, this and that. Yeah, but guess what? That's what everybody wants to see is a happy ever after ending. That's just the way that people are programmed, how they want to view things. So yeah, I love action movies, comedy movies. I have a few in there, obviously, with my number one pick. Well, not number one pick, but multiple number one picks. And then that goes back to the action too. A genre I don't like, and my wife forces me to watch it. And I'll admit, I'm a scaredy cat. Is horror movies. As a kid, oh man, this cop's gonna get me. It's gonna get me. Oh man, I had to really break it for this spot. Had a cop pass me, and then speed limit changed to 40, 70. That was nice. But yeah, I was just. Oh, you know what? We're getting low on fuel. I have to pull over and get some fuel here right now, just to be on the safe side. I mean, I think we still got a ways to go. We're gonna get some fuel right here. Although it's not gonna be totally legit because I'm gonna have to pull into this gas station backwards, basically. It doesn't have an arrow saying I can't come in this way, so we're gonna just do that. Engine. Fill it up. Probably hanging out in the street, yeah, with these big ass trailers. I've never driven two trailer before. What was I talking? Oh yeah. So yeah, like horror movies. I can't do horror movies. I'll watch them with my wife because she makes me. I ain't gonna say that she doesn't, but and like today's horror movies don't scare me as much. Like when I was a kid, one of the first horror movies I guess you could say I was forced to watch was wasn't even a horror movie. It's gonna be tough. I have to ride the curve on this one. Yeah, but it worked. Okay. Luckily, no traffic's coming. The first horror movie I watched was Candyman, and I watched it again probably not too long ago, maybe like a year ago, and I was laughing because of how cheesy the graphics were back then and what they had to work with. So it didn't really scare me after I got to see it again, but as a kid, like stuff like that scares you. Like the movie It, like I saw that and that scared the shit out of me. I didn't sleep without a nightlight for a while. I mean, laugh at me all you want, but I mean that's just how I am. And yeah. So horror movies are not been my favorite to watch. And since I've been married, since I've been dating my wife, I've kind of grown out of it a little bit. Like I've seen the Paranormal Activities, which I mean, they scare me, but they're kind of cheesy and corny too at the same time. What is that movie? Conjuring and The Conjuring 2, I think. Those ones scare me, but I can actually sit down and watch those, and it's not too bad now that I've seen them. That Mama movies. There's a few of recent ones that I've been able to watch and be able to handle, but like most horror movies I can't handle. So that would probably be like my least favorite genre. And then obviously my favorite probably being action or comedy. So let's see what other, well, let's see how far we are. We still got a while, so let's see what other questions we got here. The music one, I can check that off now. Movie one's checked off. Zero, you said you're a car enthusiast. How many cars have you in your entire life? Oh, okay. Alright, the next question I got here is from one of my other previous episodes. The user said, hey, you said you're a car enthusiast. How many cars have you owned in your entire life, and which cars did you own? Oh, my guy's tired again. I gotta think about it right now because I gotta count it off on my hand how many I've had. I've owned 7 cars. I'm 33 years old. I've owned 7 cars in my entire life so far. My first car was a 1992 4x4 Ford Explorer. I bought it in 2001 with 29,000 miles on it. A little old lady used to drive it to church and to the grocery store, and that was it. And then she'd come home and park it, and it'd never move again until the next Sunday. So it had very low miles on it when I got it. After I got that, I got a 1996 Ford Escort, which was a real beater piece of shit car. And the reason I had that car is my Ford Explorer. One day, I had just finished high school. I graduated high school. I was 17 years old. I was with my buddy Mike. He was in the back seat with his girlfriend. We were driving around. I was off-roading it in the dirt, thinking like I was a little badass, like a dumbass, actually. And I lost control of it and flipped it over on its side, and I had to get it repaired. So I had to, and insurance wouldn't cover a rental car, so I had to purchase another car. So I bought this 96 Ford Escort for like $300. It barely ran. I got it to run, and it was a real piece of shit, but it got me by until the Explorer was fixed. So once the Explorer was fixed, I sold the Explorer and I sold the Escort both, and I bought my first new car. It was a 2003 Ford Focus SVT model. It was, with SVT models, they number their cars and you get a certificate for it. To this day, I still have it, so I feel sorry for the old owner. I should have provided it to him. I had car number 183 of 4,996 built in the year 2003. So you say I had a pretty low number car when I got my car, and it was so for 2003 they did not make the Sonic Blue color, but mine was Sonic Blue because I placed the order in 2002. And I placed the order. I was following the car on my my computer. This is when I worked at the dealership at the time as an inventory manager, and I was following it down the line in the computer system to see how the build was going on it. And I had that car for 2 years. I sold it in 2005 to a guy out in. He drove out to Southern California, I think from Arizona, if I remember right. This is a long time ago. Over 10 years ago, and he paid cash for it. And after that, the next day I went and bought my first Mitsubishi, and it was a 2000 and uh-oh, you guys are gonna go, I better wait. It was a 2005 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 8 GSR. I know you've heard in the past I say I own a Evolution 9 MR. The Evolution 9 was only ran for 1 year in the US, and it was in 2006. And the MR was the trim level up above the GSR. It was the top of the line trim. So I had the middle trim, and I had the previous year's one, the 2005. So I was driving that back and forth to work until I eventually was let go. And I had the car for only a year, and it had 30,000 miles on it. And I was like, oh my God, car's life is really just, it's gone through a lot of miles already. And granted, they were all freeway miles, so there's nothing too wrong with that, but I just didn't like that feeling. And today, I mean, I don't have a car under that right now, but I was like, you know what, I sell these things now, maybe I can get myself a good deal. And I did. I got myself a good deal at the end of the month, and I traded in my 2005 Evo 8, and I bought a 2006 Evo 9 brand new, the MR, and I sold it to myself. I got paid on it too. I got paid to sell myself a car. And then on top of it, once I traded in my old car, I sold my old car, and I got paid for selling my old car. So it was a really sweet deal. And yeah, that's the car I've had ever since. And then of course the project car I own, the I have a 1997 Mitsubishi Mirage that sits in the garage that I'm working on currently, and that's my project car. That's oh man, I'm really getting tired now. Where it's gonna pop up on me. Oh yeah, 44 minutes. All right, we might have to stop here. Oh man, we don't have a stop for a while. All right, hopefully we can make it. Might have to speed a little bit here, drive a little crazy just to get there without falling asleep. Well, we're gonna do it though. I'll be damned if I fall asleep behind the wheel over here. Everybody else is trying to get around this truck in front of me. But yeah, so I've owned a total of 7 cars. I own 2 right now, the Evo 9 and my Mirage that I'm converting into an Evo 5. And yeah, those are the cars that I own. I was gonna talk a little bit more about something else, but I guess I did already with the Evo 8. So yeah, there's 2 cars I own, the Evo 9 and the Mirage. And the Mirage, I have so much money into the Mirage now. Oh man, this is not safe, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Gotta do it. Do it. Can't sit here and waste time behind trucks right now. This is not legit, but I gotta do it. Gotta pass 2 trucks. Hope nobody's coming. Signal on. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get there. Yeah, so the Mitsubishi Mirage, I'm probably never gonna sell that thing. I have so much money tied up into it that it's just not worth it. I have all the car parts that I do have that are on it that I bought, and then I have car parts sitting in my backyard right now that I eventually will get to getting fabricated and put on this car as well. So to be honest, I think I'm gonna be buried in the damn thing by the time it's over, and by that time I'll probably not be done with it still at this pace, but we'll see. see how it comes along here in the years. If I can get more done to it. We're unfortunately we're gonna have to speed through this town even if the speed limit changes. I have got to get to a rest stop here. That says motel, but it's not popping up on my screen. Yeah, it's not. Oh man, this is not good. I do not think I'm gonna make it. I really do not think I'm gonna make it, and I'm hauling ass right now. I'm doing 86, taking up the entire road, being non-legit about this, trying to get this truck over to the destination while not falling asleep behind the wheel. So hopefully, hopefully we make it. This is the last turn before we're on the road to get to the rest stop. Like, I'm not even looking at the side here to make sure I'm gonna hit somebody or not hit somebody. Yeah, so the Mirage, like I said, I'll probably end up being buried in the thing because there's just nobody could probably offer me enough money to sell the car. I mean, if somebody did, I maybe would consider it. But and then the other car I have, my Evo 9. I always, as long as it can't hear this, I've always thought about selling it. But I have so much tied into it now, I don't know if I could ever, like, let it go. Like, and by tied in, I don't mean money. I mean in sentimental value. Like, I'm one of these people that, like, gets attached to his cars. Like, I think of my car like a person kind of thing. Like, I love washing my car, keeping it clean, making it look nice and whatnot. So I've had a lot of first experiences in that car that it'd be really hard for me to sell it now. Like, car that I want, which you'll be like, what the hell? Why would you want that when you have these cars? Is a Lexus, an IS 250. I don't even want the 350 or the F or anything. Just the 250 is fine. Just to have a nice luxury car. Yeah, I'm driving like shit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get there though. And oops, let's do that. There we go. And to do that, I can't justify owning 3 cars. Then it's just like, wow, why do you have so many cars? You're a hoarder. You can't get rid of it. And I couldn't get rid of the Mirage because I have too much money tied into it. So the logical thing would be to get rid of the Evo 9, but I can't really do that. And like I said, I have a lot of sentimental value in that car. I took my wife out on our first date in that car. I had well, it's not my first. I had my second. I went to the racetrack for the second time in my entire life in that thing and raced that car. Okay, where is... Okay, we gotta stop here and we're gonna actually have to flip a bitch because I cannot see. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, that was a really tight turn. Okay, I think this is where I can stop. I'm facing the opposite way, but right now it's just like whatever, I don't care. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the engine and rest real quick. Perfect. Gonna let the air out the brakes here, and we'll get going again here. We should make our destination still. This is gonna be kind of hard. Turning with 2 trailers again. And a car coming. Oh, but we made it happen. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, so with the Evo 9, it's gonna be hard because, I mean, I had my first date with my wife in it. I took her out to sushi to get sushi in that car. I was in my second ever race in my life in that car. Just a little side note, one day I was at the racetrack, and this will be a first and will never happen again in my life, and especially since sadly he died recently, but well, not recently, but he died not too long ago. But I had my first race in that car, well, second race in that car, and I had this guy in this Nissan Skyline on the racetrack along with the rest of us in our cars racing along, and I'm like, God, this guy is driving like a real asshole. Like, he's just passing everybody. He like acts like he knows what he's doing, and granted, I was new because I had never raced this car before, so I had no idea how to drive it. And I was just like, wow, who the hell is this asshole think he is? Well, I go to pull over in our makeshift pits, like where you basically just leave your car so you can let it cool down after a race. And the guy pulls up and he's in the pit bay next to me, and I'm like, man, let me see who this asshole is, and maybe I know him or something. Or maybe I'll just say something to him like, hey man, you think you're better than everybody out here? What's up with that driving? Because he was like they told, like, we were in the beginning class, and like they're like, hey, just take it real easy, don't get too close to each other, no drafting, anything like that. And lo and behold, the guy gets out of the car. It's a brand new Nissan Skyline, granted, so I'm like, okay, I can't really tell this guy off because he's obviously got money, and he'll probably, if I try to fight him, he'll probably kick my ass to start with because I'm not a very good fighting person to start off. But and then on top of that, he's got money, so he'll probably sue me, and he'll own 2 cars. He'll own my Evo and his Skyline, and he'll just drive the Skyline when he feels like it. So I was waiting, and then the guy gets out of the car, and I looked, and I'm like, God, this guy looks familiar. Who is this? As soon as he turned completely around and he faced me and said, hey, I knew who he was. It was Paul Walker. Paul Walker was out driving a new Nissan Skyline GTR that he had just bought, and he wanted to take it on a racetrack, and he was driving it around, and he was the coolest guy I ever talked to at the racetrack. That, I mean, yeah, he was in movies, and he was famous because everybody knew who he was from the Fast and the Furious movies and whatnot. But, like, when you sat there and you talked with the guy, like, I talked to him about cars for, like, I mean, we let our cars cool down for, like, a good, I want to say 40 minutes to an hour, and all we did was talk about cars and whatnot. We didn't even once talk about, like, how I was like, hey, what's it like to be a movie star, and what's the fame like, and how's that life and whatnot. Like, he was a real down-to-earth, genuine guy, which was really cool. And it was real unfortunate when he passed away, because it really hurt. I talked to him then, and I talked to him a couple times afterwards when he was finished with his lap, or his circuit. And I really got to know the guy, and I felt really shocked and sad that he passed away, because I was like, man, this guy was like a real genuine guy. He's not like these typical asshole Hollywood people you hear about that are like two-faced and they're like, hey, I'm all about like helping people and whatnot. And then when you go and approach them about it, they're like, oh no, I keep my money. That's how rich stay rich. That kind of stuff. Like, I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm just, and I hate to generalize, but that's what some people are like in that industry. And to meet somebody that wasn't was just like kind of cool. It kind of was like, man, this guy's like a real people person. Like, he filmed the Fast and Furious movies. And I'm like, yeah, he's just an actor doing the acting, and he just like did research and his homework on what car enthusiasts are like and people that mod cars and race cars. And you see him out on this racetrack, and you're like, no, he played the part of something that he liked doing, and that's why he was so good at that movie, is because he played the part of a character that would most likely be him, a car enthusiast. So that's, again, I'm kind of going off topic here, but like, those are some of the things that I did in my Mitsubishi Evo 9 that I will never get back. Like, I took my wife out on our first date in that car. I raced Paul Walker in that car. I had my second ever race in that car. The day I got married to my wife, I brought my wife home, and my wife was taken to the wedding by her sister, and I drove my car, and I drove my my best man Mike to the wedding, and then he was going to get a ride home with one of my friends in that car. After the wedding was over, the first night that my wife ever stayed the night completely at my house, like until the following day, because my wife, her family's very traditional. Like, you don't live with the man that you're not married to, this and that. And that's cool. I was all right with that. But the first night we were married, I brought my wife home in that car, and that was like the start of my family. Like, the first time I brought my wife home as my wife, and the first time she stayed at the house. So it has a lot of significant meaning to it. Obviously, you guys might think, hey, some pretty cheesy, corny shit. You could let a car go. It's just a piece of metal. Which, yeah, some people think like that, but others, they do think like me, and that's how they think. Like it's a piece of their history. It's a piece of what they did with their life, kind of thing. So looks like, yeah, we're starting to get it. We're in Jackpot now. This is the town we're gonna drop off in, and it looks like we're going to be down the road right here. We're going to have to make a right, which is not going to be cool with this pole. And now there's a car in my way. Oh, we made it. Oh, man. I had just been like, I don't think I'm going to make it with these two trailers. I've been expecting to hit something right now. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx it, but it's been kudos to me so far. Sorry, but I got to do it for driving something I've never driven before. And then also, I mean, granted, I had to do some crazy driving there just to get to the rest stop in time so I didn't fall asleep behind the wheel. I may have not have. I don't know. I think my guy could have kept going, but I just didn't want to risk it. Coming down there. Well, we're going to pull into the lot here, which I guess is FedEx with this mod. Yep, it's FedEx. I got Walmart delivering stuff to FedEx. That makes some sort of sense, though. I ain't gonna knock that. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, man. This is... Oh, man. I'm gonna have to... Oh, wait. I think I have to just pull forward. I thought I was gonna have to, like, back it in and his blind side and everything, but I think what it's asking me to do is just pull forward and drop it off there, which... doesn't seem like a realistic thing to do, because then how do you get the truck out? But maybe if the truck keeps the trailer on it. We'll see, though. If not, I'm screwed. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get out of here again. Oh, overshot it. Back it up. And we'll call that good. We're gonna kill the engine here. Get out and take a look. Yeah, that's as good as I'm gonna get it. Others probably could do better, but that is what it is. Let's decouple this thing. Job completed. Excellent. No, I might have to take a look back at the. No, I think I did. I gotta get out of that. Gotta get out of these menus one sec. Alright. Sorry about that. I had the music going. I had to get out of there real quick. So yeah, I mean that was a pretty good run. I don't remember if we got a ticket or not though. I think we did. I've been trying really hard not to get a ticket, and I think we got a ticket there anyways, even though I was thinking that we did really good, even with that crazy driving to get to the rest stop. I got 2 tickets, or not 2 tickets. I got 2 skill points here that I need to add, which, again, I'm thinking I should put them towards fuel economy, only because that is going to benefit us the most for when we buy a truck, because we'll get better fuel efficiency, which will cost less money, which means more money in our pocket for doing jobs. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that. I'm going to just 2, and then we'll knock that up to 3 there, and then we'll start hitting up some of these other things. So like you saw, we did the run. Right now our bank account's sitting at $70,000. We are really getting close to being able to purchase our first truck, which obviously at that price will be a very generic truck. By the time I film the next episode, I'll decide what I want to do. If I want to take out money from the bank, like a small loan, like 10,000, 50,000. I'd have to take out a $50,000 loan right now, and I'd probably have to bought the truck now. And even though I'm gonna buy a truck, I may not even drive it. I may hire a driver and have him drive the truck to get us some extra money right out the gate. So we'll take a look and see. But with that being said, this is gonna end this episode, guys. I really appreciate you guys that have been watching the series, subscribing to the channel, and any comments, feedback, concerns, questions that you've been leaving me. It's been fun answering them. I feel like the channel is getting to learn a little bit more about me, and I hope that makes me more, I don't know the correct word I would say. I would say likable, but I just hope it gives you a chance to know me a little bit more, and who I am, and who the person is that's commentating on these videos. So again, if you do like these videos, please hit the like button and the subscription button if you'd like to see more. I really appreciate it. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. Lets me know you want to see more. If you have any questions for me, you can hit the email box and inbox them to me. That's on the about page, or even better, you can leave them in the comments for the videos, and it alerts me. It lets me know when I get a new comment. And at my current subscriber count right now, it's pretty easy to track. Like if somebody leaves me a comment, I can usually reply to them because it's not overwhelming like other channels that are with a bigger subscription base where it makes it a lot harder for them. So yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you out there on the next one.